builders, welcome to the channel where we build financial power. My name is Matt, and my beautiful co-host, his name is
Potter. Thank you very much for that. You're very kind.
Super fired up to be here. Today's Friday. If you're feeling squirrely and you want to come back next Friday and Thursday, we're going to have a show every Thursday and Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. And with this channel, I'm learning the world of crypto. I'm one of those people, probably just like you. I'm skeptical. I don't really know, but I'm going in with optimism. Potter has a boatload of experience, and I'm learning through her and learning in my own little lessons outside of this YouTube channel. But we wanted to document that process and bring you those values and nuggets that we get. And today we want to talk about the project that we both are really bullish on. We really, really like, and there's been some development with it. And I'm excited about this. Before we dive all the way into it, though, none of this is financial advice. Do your own research. And I was thinking to myself beforehand, what does that actually mean? How do you do your own research if you don't know how to do your own research? Feel free to slide by here. I'll tell you all the things that tick me off and where I learned to do my own research. So
I have a question.
Fire away.
What's the thing that you think, working with me that you've gotten the best out of in the crypto space?
The ability to confirm and understand that don't trust anyone.
Right.
Don't trust anyone. I don't even fully trust Potter. She didn't fully trust me. And we consider each other good friends. In the crypto space, that's what it's all about, as far as it's a trustless system, and that's why it works. So I guess the confirmation of that, don't trust anyone. Don't trust anyone. But you've also given me this other side of that coin, because when you say that at face value, it sounds like paranoia. It's really not. It's don't trust anyone. And there's a lot of good that can be done in this world. I believe crypto's here to stay. So,
right. Okay, good.
One of the billion.
We have room for more progress. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Just to let you know, you got a little choppy for a second.
Really now?
Yeah.
If you're new to this stream, you'll learn. As of right now, the internet is it's come and go. But
he's got that Pensacola internet.
Oh my Lord! I am literally hardwired into this bad boy.
Wow. Okay, so
today we talk about Drip. This is a project that we are really both into and enjoy. Each week we're going to continue to talk about it on Friday as of right now. The creator of this, the dev of this, developer, his name is Forex Shark. Why did I just put Forex? I don't know. I'll fix it. But we want to talk about some development around other projects that he's doing that supports Drip. But I guess let's start it out. Who is Forex Shark, Potter?
Forex Shark is a developer. He was a millionaire in his 20s. He got into crypto because he was working for other people in setting up pre-sales and participating in these events that were crypto based. And so he got into one program called Flow, and that program was going good, but then he saw a way for whales to manipulate it. So he was like, I think I can do better. And that's when he put together Drip. And he built Drip. By the way, Forex is foreign exchange, right? So
I appreciate you clarifying that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No worries. And he's just proven himself over and over again. On the Phantom network, you have some really good developers as well, but they're not hard to find over there. You've got Beebus, you've got the Tomb family, you've got Protofy, you've got a lot of good teams over there. There's so many, I can't name them all. You've got Stake. You just got so many. But finding a good dev on BSC is not easy. So what he did was he had a belief. I think everybody should be making the money that I'm helping rich people make. So he came up with anti-whale solutions, one of them being the drip community. I'm doing this for the first time. I don't know.
There you go.
Thanks.
Very nice.
So this is the faucet. This is part of the drip community. And he made it so that you can come in and participate in an ecosystem. It's not about just a token. It's an ecosystem. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah.
Do you have any questions so far?
No, but I like that you clarified that. And to clarify even more, Forex Shark, I saw in an interview, they asked him, why did you pick Forex? And apparently he worked in like the foreign exchange market. He worked in that for a while. And then like he did really well in it. So that's why he combined those names. And like, he didn't want his name to take over what his project. He puts his projects above his own name, which I think is really cool. Continue.
Okay. I just clicked a button. I don't know how to go back, but I wanted to change this. Oh, which one was that?
That was the one right next to it, to the right of it.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good.
But you guys get to see us full,
Absolutely.
Okay, that makes sense. So I wanted to undo that.
You want to go to that?
No, you can go back to, that one. And then I'll go to this. Okay, now you can take us back.
Now take us back. Got it.
Thank you.
Yes, here we go.
Right. And so he created Drip, and it's very successful. It's got 70,000 people in it now, and but it's been going on for about a year plus.
Yep.
Oh, no, not even a year plus. Almost a year plus. And
was it April that it launched? Is that right?
I'm sorry?
Was it April that it launched?
March or April, yeah.
Okay, got it.
I think they did the pre-sales in March.
In 2021, got it.
And so people were like, oh, I kind of feel like I'm left behind, as well as you remember in our previous videos, we're talking about utility.
Yep.
You need some kind of utility for the drip token to kind of work. So he was working with people who put together these kinds of farms, but they would always fail.
Okay,
right?
That makes sense.
So, the drip token would go up, and then the partnership would fail, and then, we went back down. So he was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it myself. So he scoured the internet to find the best systems out there that could exploit, which means to take advantage of drip. Yep. And so now you have the animal farm. And this is DGen 301/401, okay?
Real deep, real deep.
I've literally put in over 5,000. We're coming up to 6,000 hours studying, right? I had to watch those videos and listen to those videos sometimes 3 times in a row, or over and over again. Sometimes I go to sleep on them just to understand this. So we're not going to try to explain it to you completely, because it's too complicated. However, it supports one thing: wealth. So I don't know if anyone has ever heard the difference between rich and wealth. Have you?
I have, but I please fire away, and I'm glad you clarified that. Go ahead.
So, well, I've been talking a while. You go ahead. You tell me.
So from what I understand, being rich means you have a certain amount of money, but wealth is going to be able to outlive you. That's been the basic terminology of what I understand.
Yes, that is at the high level exactly what it is. Yep. At a lower level, it's rich is more of, hey man, I've got money, I can do things. Wealth is, I've got things that are worth a lot of money, and they pay me dividends. And so I have real estate, I have stocks, I have bonds, I have some risky investments, and none of those collapse at the same time, right? So I'm always going to be able to, if I'm wealthy, I'm always going to be able to take from one of those to give myself money to pay my living expenses.
Yep.
If I take it out, then I get taxed on it. So the wealth itself is going to be taxed, but I don't want to double tax myself.
Yeah.
So the wealthy tend to take out what they need. So that's why they can travel all over the place. Their jobs are based on their assets making money. So with Drip, you have a certificate of deposit. It is something that you own, but you give it over to someone else. And they say, thank you for depositing that money.
Yep.
we are going to pay you X, insert X as far as percentage. For Animal Farm, it's a different scenario, but for drip, it's 365%. Right? So that's 1% a day.
Yep.
And if people are wondering, hey, how's your wallet not connected and I'm still seeing your numbers? I promise I don't know, but those are the numbers. So, you'll hear everybody say, read the white paper.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really true. You kind of have to read the white papers to understand this stuff. But
yep.
Let's get to, I'm not showing it, am I? Nope. Okay. So, going back to the certificate of deposit, that's just what he's trying to do. He's trying to establish that you have a deposit and you can grow your wealth from that, like the wealthy.
Yep.
So now comes Animal Farm. Animal Farm, again, is something where it says, hey, I'm going to give you a certain amount of wealth. I'm going to pay you a certain amount if you invest here, right? So I've given this platform, which I'm an owner of because I have Pig Token, I've given them approximately $5,500. And what they do is they say, for staking it here, because we're going to use that money to build this platform, we're going to give you a residual royalty, if you will.
Yep.
And it's in the form of BUSD, which we know is $1 or pegged to $1. So that's kind of the reward for me investing with them.
Okay.
If we go to farms, same thing. If you loan me money, I will give you something back in return.
Mm-hmm.
What we reward you for here is we give you these things called pig tokens. Now, guys, your brains are probably going, right? So I can talk about it, but it's more of getting your head around doing the opposite of all the stuff that we were taught in school.
Yep.
Right? They taught us how to write a check. They taught us circle the penny and the dollar. They taught us how to pay them, but they never taught us how to make money.
It's true.
So this is a way to make money. Invest, and it's really what all of DeFi is. Invest and get rewarded. Unfortunately, in DeFi, high 90 percentile, you're going to get crap, right? But you need to find a good developer, and that's what Forex Shark is. And so at a very high level, and the more you go through this journey with us to build, we'll explain stuff like this at a deeper level, but you got to come along with us. And the way that we'll know that you've come along with us is Matt will be with us, right? So no pressure.
No pressure. You're 100% right. And that's something that I honestly am encouraged to speak on, about how the only reason I'm here, the only reason I'm even in this conversation with Potter, and that I've, like we both agreed to sort of do this channel on this project, is not because I'm balling out of control, but the basic things for my own financial health are taken care of. I understand, money in versus money out. How much are you paying versus how much are you making? I understand don't have high interest credit cards, like some of these basic foundations that a lot of people don't have, which no shade to you. I was there at one point, having an emergency fund, those basics have to be done. They have to be done before I said I would get into any sort of like risky, quote unquote, risky investment. And yeah, so you hit that nail on the head. We've always been taught how to pay. We've never been taught how to make, unless it's trading our time for money. And I'm done trading time for money. So yeah. Speaking of this Animal Farm, I have been a fly on the wall for the past 2 weeks now. I have, because I'm not in the Animal Farm. Like I'm not there yet, but I've looked at other creators. I've been sort of seeing what's going on in this space, and there are a bunch of people that are quite upset because the returns they said they were going to get are not here yet. And I was talking to Potter about this a little bit yesterday, and I was like, were these people that were just like impatient and like, oh man, I'm not rich yet? And apparently not. Apparently it's all walks. So like, I guess let's dive into like, I'm not trying to crap on anybody, but just talk about, what is happening in the animal farm and that,
right,
and being upset.
So if you go to people like there's Bartertown Conglomerate, there's a drip farm person, there's a lot of other videos. If you want to go on YouTube, search on drip, you'll find people who go through it in a painstaking way, right? We're going to get there, but we're not going to do that. I'm going to answer this question. Why aren't they rich yet? Well, it has a history, right? So let me, please click the right thing. Yay. So what we had initially was this. We had the drip BUSD garden. And this was put up as a part of a pre-launch of the animal farm, and it was called the Manor. And it had this thing called, it had another token called the Rev token. Well, the Rev token was, at first everybody was like, it's crap. But then Forex figured out how to make it work, and he started the token just started ramping up, right? And people started buying it. So he kind of figured out the algorithm or how to make it work. Well, he said, I'm going to apply that logic to the animal farm. So a lot of people were like, yay, he's going to make, dog and pig go up like crazy, and he's going to fight the actual whales. It's going to be amazing. And he's got all of these things up here with pegged and maximum and restricted. We're definitely going to fight. Now, since it's launched, we've only seen it at maximal and pegged. We've never seen these statuses change, right? So a lot of people are going, well, dude, why aren't you fighting back? And so at the beginning of all Forex projects, it goes high, and then slowly starts dripping. Ironically, it just slowly starts coming down. But this project has not really come down. $393 million is a third of $1 billion. People are pretty much staying because they're making money. This farm is for people who have banks. Like the amount that I have here, I don't have anything big. This is not a big bag. I'm barely playing in here.
Peanuts, yeah.
So people were expecting, it's gonna, super balloon every day. I'm gonna make up so much money, but that was never the intent of the animal farm. It was to build wealth over time.
Yeah.
It was to get an asset, build that asset, and then eventually have that asset paying you a lot per day. So for example, I'm looking at my own numbers here. My daily is for a dog is about $150 a day. Drip USD is about $139 a day. That's from the garden. And from the drip BUSD farm here, I get about $25 a day. So it's doing what it's supposed to. People look here and they go, well, I've only made 89 cents. It's like, well, this is a long-term investment. So I don't want to have 23 pigs. I want to have 2,000 pigs.
Yeah.
I've got to build it over time. And so I don't think that, maybe he did, but I don't think Forex really saw that people were going to completely, focus in on just, instant wealth. They didn't want to build their wealth. And that's the thing with drip and animal farm. It's programmable money, which means that you decide. Are you done with your risk? Get out. Do you want to go more? Invest more. There's all kinds of strategies that will we'll talk about. So why aren't you rich from Animal Farm yet? If you were a low person and got in at 191, not 199, 991, and then it dropped to 242, well, you're like the people who bought Bitcoin at 60,000. You know, it's about patience and being smart. Unlike Bitcoin, however, programmable money, there's a way for you to say, okay, well, you know what? While I'm not making what I should be because the price is lower than my entry point, let me accumulate more. And so we'll show you over time what compounding and making programmable money, which is DeFi space, what that looks like.
You hit the nail on the head. Like, patience. That's 100% it. Like, I have zero interest in rich overnight. The way I look at I'm going to get rich overnight is volatile as hell. Like, whatever that is, it's volatile. I don't care if it's Bitcoin or whatever it is, if it's more well-known or whatever. I don't want volatile. I want over time compounding interest, because that's like generations. You know, that is.
Yeah, exactly. And I think and this is the only sort of get into government space.
Sure.
I think with our fellow citizens who have appointed themselves to a point of power, who sit in municipality offices and, you know, government seats, what they're going to see is, wow, this is like going to help everybody. If I do this at a local level, if I have local communities contributing to something that's a certificate of deposit, and I say, you know what, well, you're paying your taxes by just investing in this, you know, like we'll give you a token that represents your taxes. Turn in those tokens at the same time you file your taxes and you get a deduction, right? But at the same time, I just helped a kids park get born. I think that big businesses are going to say, well, you know what, as opposed to me just selling to my clients, I'll let them become a part of my company in a different way than I was with stocks. I'll actively involve them, and I'll say, hey, this is a high risk. Let me give an example, a high risk toy, right? Do you guys want to make these? We're going to put them into production. There'll only be like 30 of them. And maybe they go from 30 and they say, oh my God, the backlog is so much. And so people who invested, they can get there quicker. So it's hard to say. Or, well, the big manufacturers, like the big stores, the only reason a toy manufacturer goes to a big store is volume. But now they have access to humans. They can open up their own. They can say, hey, I'm building, these new dolls. And if you invest, if you buy a pig token or you buy a drip token, you know, we'll match it, or we'll give you something back. They get the capital. Now they're able to build their toy, right? And when they make profits, you get the profits back.
And it's interesting you bring that up, because you mentioned utility towards the beginning, and talking about how that was one question I had for you. You know, but when I was starting to get into drip, I was like, what is the utility? And for some people that they absolutely have to see utility before they get in it, I totally understand. But the idea of future utility is something that I had to adopt in my mind. It was like, okay, like I'm still willing to risk that, because I believe in what this project is. And again, the idea of a certificate of deposit is unbelievably inviting to me. So that's why I like drip. So I'm glad that there's things happening in the animal farm. I'm glad it's been the week that it has been.
Me too.
And, it shows the level of patience of people, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. But to close it out, I want to check the pulse on this. So today you said of crypto, like 90% out there is it's 90% is questionable. Basically, there's 10% good. On one of our previous shows, you said 80% was kind of like questionable. Has that meter moved another 10%?
No, I think I was incorporating more of on the other one, I was thinking of Phantom and Binance Smart Chain. And this one, I was kind of thinking more of just Binance Smart Chain.
Got it. Okay, so last week was more macro. This one, that makes sense. Got it. Right on. Well, builders, I appreciate you being here. We'll be here next Thursday and Friday and every Thursday and Friday, 10 Eastern. I appreciate you. Potter, you got anything in closing?
Nope.
Builders, keep building. Yeah.